Hey guys, it's Ashley with 3R Sales and Service. Today we're taking a look at the used skid system that we have in here today. This is actually something that was brought back. The customer only used it for about 6 hours. They had kind of a change in the direction that they needed to go, so we ended up back with this system here. So it's in great condition. We really didn't have to do anything to it when it came back. We fired everything up just to make sure all was good, but it features an 8-gallon cold water system and the 11-gallon gas engine soft wash. I'll have Abby move in a little bit closer. We'll go over all of the components on here. So we have all of our hose reels on the passenger side of the truck, so the curb side of the truck. This slips right into an 8-foot truck bed. Typically you just need like a 250 or 2500 series truck to haul the amount of weight that is on here. It comes with a 100 foot of garden hose. We have 300 feet of 1/2-inch soft wash hose and 200 feet of 3/8 pressure washer hose. These are all 12-volt electric rewind Titan hose reels. So they've got the stainless steel manifolds just to prevent any kind of corrosion on there. All you have to do is press this button and it winds it in real quick for you. So when you get those 300 or 200 foot lengths of hose, it saves you a lot of energy or wear and tear at the end of the day. We have the locking fittings in all of the hose reels just to make sure your hoses don't come loose while you're driving down the road. We've got the high pressure ball valve assembly on the high pressure line so that you can switch between your accessories easier. We have the 24-inch stainless steel surface cleaner that comes with this and the surface cleaner rack that holds it in place. Moving around to the front, you can get a better view of the pressure washer itself. It has the Honda GX 690 engine and the big TSF series general pump. The manifold that we have right here next to it, this is actually a pressure washer downstream soap manifold. So you can select between your bleach tank, your surfactant tank, and what we call soap number 2, which is actually just a dipstick assembly. So you can drop this down right into whatever bucket of soap that you have. If there's something that you don't normally carry on your rig but you want to bring with you for a particular job, you can just take this dip tube and use it right away without having to pull a soap line out of one of your tanks and kind of modify it that way, or use a pump-up sprayer to apply it. It's controlled by these ball valves, super easy to use. You can mix bleach and surfactant together or your soap number 2 with anything else as long as they're compatible to go together. And just by opening or partially opening your valves. The ratio that they actually get drawn at is adjusted with the chemical injector that's right here on the pressure washer reel. So very easy to access right at the back of the truck. You just turn this black knob here to increase and decrease your soap draw. Below the pressure washer, we have a 12-gallon fuel tank that supplies the fuel to the pressure washer. And then we've got the battery right next to the pressure washer that powers the electric start. Oh, forgot to mention. So back to this downstream manifold and the soap injector, we've also got the shirts box, which is a remote controlled rinse system. So whenever you press the button, it'll switch over to a water draw through your soap injector. So it rinses out your soap injector and allows you to spray at low pressure while you're doing your rinsing, or if there's just any particular area that you don't want a lot of pressure but you don't want to draw soap. Because if you're familiar with how the process works, when you use low pressure, it will automatically draw soap unless your soap injector is off or you have this rinse system going. So at high pressure, it always bypasses the soap injector. So this just gives you a remote ability to turn your injector over to a water draw instead. Okay, so back over here. Battery to power the pressure washer. And then this battery also is what your hose reels are connected to as well. So the engine will constantly charge this battery as you're using it. That way your hose reels always have a power source. Down below, we have our metering system. And actually on the back side of this is the rinse system for our soft wash. So the soft wash is a Honda GX 200 with a Comet P40 diaphragm pump. The system we have down here, this is a water valve, your surfactant valve, and your bleach valve, and they meter each one of those lines. The bleach line actually shows you what percentage of bleach that you would be drawing. It goes based off of a 12.5% concentrate, so very easy to use. This light here is what normally comes on our remote rinse panels. So what we did is we mounted the remote rinse on the back because there's really no reason to have to mess with it unless you're doing service to it. So whenever you hit your button, it will automatically turn off your surfactant and flip your bleach valve over to a water draw. So it's rinsing that bleach valve, it's stopping the surfactant, and you can apply water with your soft wash system remotely. You don't have to come back and move these valves around if you don't want to. And this light will flash whenever you're in rinse mode. We also, down here, we have a transfer pump. So it's not easy to get access to your 55-gallon bleach tank that's in there, so we use a transfer pump for you to get your bleach into your tank. And there's another hose assembly here that actually has a dipstick that goes down into your 55-gallon drum, and then this will go right into that tank. So very easy to use, and it just quick connects with these little clips right here. This is the switch that powers that pump. So super easy. It's a 12-volt pump, also connected to this battery. So as long as you're using your pressure washer and that battery stays charged, you can use the hose reels, you can use the transfer pump, a nice self-sustained system. You don't have to externally charge anything. All right, so now we're on the driver's side of the skid. Just a better view of the soft wash system. The pressure on these is adjustable. We actually keep the gauge over on the hose reel so you know what kind of pressure you're applying with whenever you start that system up. It's important to make sure you're not over pressurizing the system, but to tell exactly where you're at so you're using your system safely. Here's our 55-gallon bleach tank, our 7-gallon surfactant tank, and our 200-gallon water tank. The water tank has a tank drain that's accessible from the back side of the truck. It's just a hose rolled up with a ball valve to control it, so you can empty your tank pretty easily. We do use a filter going into the tank to make sure that you don't get a bunch of debris that settles in the bottom of the tank. And there's also filters that go to both the pressure washer and the soft wash system. So it's important to keep that debris out of there. Just minimizes the amount of service you have to do to it if you don't get debris inside those pumps. We have this is a 24-inch by 18-inch toolbox on the back. Nice and easy to use. Pop it open. It does have a lock on it, so you can keep your extra items secure, keep your remotes in there, your extra nozzles, ball valves, any miscellaneous things. Fit nicely inside here and easily accessible. Like I said, this skid doesn't have but just a few hours on it. It's a really great opportunity to save if you were looking to get something like this for the spring or get started this year, or if you're just looking to upgrade the system that you've already got. So if you have any questions on it, feel free to give us a call, shoot us an email. We'll have a little bit more information on the website as well. It's 3rpressurewashers.com.